Okay, so in this project, I will be using Suricata to demonstrate how it detects attacks from different kind of attacks. Then it gives me the description of what kind of attack this is, and I'm going to show uh, how it detects attack and what can we get from the description of the alerts. So we already know about my network diagram. This is the network diagram that I'll be using, and I already did a presentation on how uh, I did the installation, how I set up the environment. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm gonna going straight to the attacks that we're gonna do. So in this project, uh, what I'm gonna do is I uh, in this project what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use Suricata. I'm gonna perform different kinds of attacks on the victim machine that we have, and I will using each attack that I will do. I will break down the classification that the Suricata will give me. So basically, I will be performing three kinds of attack. I will do one recon, and I will be using Nmap, or you can use any similar kind of software. Then I will be using a shell shock exploit attempt using a vulnerability. Then I will do a SSH brute force. I'll be using Hydra for that attack. So basically, the recon attack. Eh, I'm gonna do the overview. I'm gonna go into details about these things on presentation that I will do in class. But for sake of keeping this video short, uh, we're gonna do a recon as a first attack. It's a pretty basic attack. That's since we are getting started with the attack, I'm gonna keep it really basic. I'm gonna run an Nmap scan from my attack machine, which IP address ends with 10 to 30, which is the victim machine. Then I will try to see what kind of trigger I get from my victim machine, and basically I will analyze what kind of triggers we can get from doing a basic recon attack. The second attack I will do will be shell exploit. I will be using an CVE that was discovered in 2014. It was one of the most long uh, vulnerability that ever existed. Over 20 years it existed, nobody found it. It basically plays with the bash shell, which most Linux operating system uses, and I will send malicious uh, payload using shell shock, and I'll be using a CVE. The code is 2014-6271. I will try to gain administrator privilege access by using this shell. Then the third attack I'll do is SSH brute force. Also, I will go into details in class, but for sake of keeping this video short, I will use Hydra. Uh, I will try to attempt an SSH login from my attack machine. The one ends with 30, ends with 10, to the victim machine. The one ends with 30. And these are the possible solution. Again, just keep up, just for sake of keeping this video short, I will talk about all this possible solution in the class. Now I will be going straight to my demonstration. So this is the DAC machine we have. First of all, I will make sure that I can ping. uh, Let me adjust this display. First of all, I will make sure that I can ping all the other machines. I will write pin 198.168. Before I do that, let me show you the IP address of this machine. So this is the attack machine. The one IP address ends with 10. So just to be clear, I'm gonna do a ping test to 192.168.200.20. As we can see, we can get a reply. I'm gonna do the same thing for the 30, which is the victim machine. As you can see, we can get a reply. So my attack machine can communicate with my Suricata monitor and the victim machine. Now that's out of the way. Let's open the Suricata monitor, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a command which is sudo tail f var log suricata slash fast.log. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to open an alert system, which will, as you can see, these are the previous tests that I have done. So I just opened an alert system. I'm gonna let it run background. So if I try to attack something, the attacks will pop up right here like this. Now let's do the basic attack that we said we're gonna do, which is the nmap attack. So we're gonna do a basic, pretty basic port scan attack. We're gonna do nmap. Mind you, I'm on my attack mission here. SS192.168.16200.30. So basically, oh, I need sudo password. So basically, what I'm trying to do here, I'm seeing what kind of port is open, and what's the system that I'm dealing with. Since I do that, now let's run an actual SV command. It's starting the nmap alert. If I open the other side, you're gonna see that I'm getting alerts. I'm generating alerts right here. So what I'm seeing here is I'm getting a possible nmap user isn't from a system that has IP address ends with 10 to 30. So basically, uh, I'm seeing a possible web application attack based on nmap, which is priority 1, which is basically the highest priority of attack, and it's using TCP protocol to attack the system. And my nmap is generating my Suricata is generating the alert. It's basically alerting me that someone is trying to access the system. Okay, now let's do a different kinds of attack. As you can see that there is already an attack has been done, and it took 6.77 seconds. Now let's do an SV. I mean, let's do an, we just did an SV, so let's do an aggressive OS fingerprinting. Well, I'm just using the same command. Instead of SV, I'm just doing -A, capital A, and then the IP address. The attack is started, and you will see I will generate alert right here in about a minute. There we go. There we go. As we can see that this aggressive attack that we just did, we're seeing bunch of alert that is coming in. Again, I'll go into details just for sake of keeping this video short. I will explain what I'm seeing here, what I just did. But basically what I did was I did an aggressive fingerprinting attack on the victim machine, which Suricata generated these attacks. Yeah, Suricata generated these attack logs. Now, moving on to the second attack, we are gonna do a shell shock exploit. So let's write this command: h user agent echo hacked HTTP forward slash then the address of the machine that I'm attacking. So this is a web directory that we can use to attack the system. I will explain into details that what actually happens here. But if you check the system, you can see that someone tried to gain a root system privilege. Now, how this attack is working, I will explain it in class. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, what I tried to do is, I try to attempt gain root access of the system by doing a shell shock exploit attempt. Now the last attack. Oh, sorry. Now for the last attack, I'm gonna clear everything. I am going to do a brute force, fun one. Okay, so I'm gonna use Hydra for this one. I'll write this command. So word list is something that we'll use as a password commonly used that has been found by various data leaks, and RockQ is one of the most largest collection of password that is commonly used by people. I'm going to use a RockQ password text, then the address of my machine, and we're going to do an attack. Let's see. And in about a minute, you're going to see that some alert will be generated here, which we'll see. There we go. So, as we can see, that someone tried to do a SSH brute force, which is a priority 3 attack. But the point is, uh, it's still giving me an alert, even though it's a priority 3 attack. So that was the 3 attacks that it's still happening. This attack. Now, just to keep the video short, uh, I'm gonna close this attack. But my point was to show that Suricata can detect various kinds of attack, and it will also give me a log or a description of what kind of attack I'm dealing with. There we go. We're seeing multiple more alerts because the attack is still happening on this side. But my point was to show uh, how Suricata works and how it generates alert. Thank you so much.